Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday, March 31st, 2012, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And just making a quick video regarding the all-important non-farm payroll coming out 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, New York time tomorrow. And so take a quick look. They are expecting a lower, worse than as far as employment change, expecting 206,000 versus last time, which was 242,000. But they are expecting average hourly earnings to rise, and this is a pretty significant rise. It was minus zero point 0.1 last time. They're expecting 0.2, so it doesn't seem like a big difference, but that's quite substantial. And expecting the actual reported unemployment rate to hold steady. And by the way, this 4.9% is a completely bogus number reported by the Labor Department. The actual unemployment rate is probably closer to 15, 18%, but we won't go there. But it's a bogus number, but that's what they report, so that's what it is. But really the two main ones are these two anyways, the average hourly earnings and the actual employment number. So again, coming out at 8:30 tomorrow. So looking at the charts in particular, Euro dollar, US Swiss. Euro dollar does look to be looking like it could be ending that wave C. Yeah, earlier in the week or my video last week, I thought that this was probably more an ABC pattern. Okay, sorry for the interruption there. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a break in my recording, but anyways, Euro dollar again looks to be potentially finishing this ABC pattern. You can see this little arrow. I actually put this up here yesterday morning, and you can see it's pretty much come right to that arrow. And this is the estimate of where I was thinking it was going. So from the euro dollar standpoint, the non-farm payrolls appears to be very supportive for the dollar, and hence a large drop in the euro, perhaps a continuation of the downtrend. This is the daily chart I'm looking at, by the way. And you can see we've had this long downtrend. Now we've been consolidating here since, since March of last year. So more than a year. This is the weekly chart. We kind of hit bottom, and then we've come up. We retested the bottom, then we've come up again. So we'll see. Just looking at some of the other dollar pairs, Kiwi dollar appears to have run its course. This looks like to be a wave 4. We went up for this wave 5 here on the hourly chart, and that looks to possibly be it. And again, I had this labeled as an ABC as well on the 12-hour and the daily chart. So again, also supportive of the dollar. US yen, again, we talked about that triangle breakout to the downside. This was it here. Then we bottomed out here at the end of the wave 5. And this, we had this pretty substantial downtrend here. Now, of course, if you look at the daily chart, this looks like a pretty substantial downtrend. However, if you go out to the weekly chart, of course, we have this long uptrend that went on for a real long time, really since back in 2012. This really started and went on and peaked here in the end of May last year, and then we've been kind of drifting lower since. Now, who knows? Is this the end of an ABC down, and we're going to go up now and resume the uptrend? I don't know. The CCI pattern here on the weekly chart suggests this is going to go down more. So maybe we'll bounce up and then come down more. So a little unclear, but if you see the CCI here, especially on the weekly chart, you can see it kind of spread out going up. That usually suggests that it's a correction to a downtrend, and we had this compressed CCI going down impulsively on this move. So a little more unclear here, but I'm not sure. And the one that I'm really not clear about, this is the US Swiss. And same thing here. This is the monthly chart. You see we had a very long downtrend here on the US Swiss. It started back in 2000 and bottomed out here in August of 2011. And we just been kind of moving really on the monthly chart sideways for about the last almost 5 years. crazy when you think about that. This right here is 5 years, but it's a monthly chart. So, um, and so, but we had a very substantial downtrend. So now, of course, my data doesn't go back any further than this, so I don't really. It looked like this was an uptrend, but I don't have any data beyond this, so I can't really go back and look. So this one's not as clear. This could be an A, B. We're going to go up for C, and of course, on a monthly chart, a C wave could last a long time. This if this was an A wave right here, this is 2,897 pips. So I mean, that's a lot. But again, not totally clear. On the smaller time frame, this is the 4 hour. This looks like the end of a trend for sure on the 4 hour, and would suggest an upside move on the 4 hour chart. And again, is this the end of a larger correction? Is this the end of maybe an ABC, and then we're going to start going back up again? I'm not sure. Pound dollar. Again, daily 12-hour chart here had this long downtrend. This looks to be fairly corrective here. But again, to me, at least initially, this doesn't appear to be over. If this was an AB, that means you'd have to go up for C. So again, this doesn't really appear. This appears to be a wave 4. We went down for 5. And now we're potentially looking at this could be an A. We could have an expanded flat B, and now up for C. So, but maybe it's just an abridged wave C. I mean, that's potential. Sometimes wave C can be just 0.61 of wave A. So wave A is about 600 pips. So 60% of that would be what, 400 or so, and it's 410. So there's potential that this was an A. Then we have an expanded flat B, and then we've gone up for a 0.61 retracement of wave A, which is one of the allowed Elliott wave. And normally A and C typically are even, but one of the other possibilities is a 0.61 or a 1.618. So of wave A, and then so this certainly would fill that bill. So I guess the bottom line is, on the surface, the numbers look to favor the dollar for some kind of a rally, even if it's not real long term, whether it's resumption of uptrends or whether they're just upside corrections. That's what the Elliott wave patterns are suggesting. And again, from the standpoint of what the numbers, the actual anticipated numbers are showing, it's a mixed bag. But I know, our friend John Kicklighter, for those that watch his videos, he really stresses the average hourly earnings as being the more important number rather than the actual non-farm payroll change. So if this comes in really anything better than 206, that's going to be bullish, especially if this average hourly earnings comes in as expected or better. So I'll be watching very closely. It's one of those things where it can be extremely volatile. You really don't know what's going to happen. A lot of times, you get in and it goes against you. It'll move wildly in one direction, then stop you out and go back the other direction. So you got to be careful on these. But some of these patterns, such as the euro dollar, do suggest that we will be heading down. And so this is probably more one I'll be looking to potentially trade to the downside. Also, Kiwi dollar would be another one I might be looking for. US yen, I might be looking for an upside move here as a correction to this downtrend. This downside correction ending and going back up. US Swiss, to me, is much less clear. I know I put out a video last week saying that this was a triangle. We've gone up and now we're heading down, which would totally go against those positive numbers coming out on the euro, on the dollar. So I'm much less convinced that if this euro US Swiss were more obvious to me, I would be much more comfortable with all these, but I'm just not. It's kind of a mixed bag this time, so I'm not saying I'm not going to trade it, but I am going to be be cautious when those numbers come out and see where things are at. So, anyways, guys, I hope that helps, and I hope you have good trading tomorrow. As always, my disclaimer is use your own judgment. Don't take any trades based on anything I say. It's just my opinion. Do your own analysis, your own research, come to your own decision. Okay, but that's how I see it, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow. So tune in, and perhaps I'll do another recap over the weekend and a look into next week. All right, guys, thanks. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.